but we can discuss.
The live stream has stopped, so I'm just trying to catch up. Go on, sorry. I didn't know I would do that.
It's okay. So what is everyone's thought?
Yeah,
I think
successful. Great. I think it was very successful.
Very successful.
So I think we can support them again by advertising on our socials, whatever.
Like almost every business participated, and they did that themselves.
It cost me nice and exciting.
No, and it was so fun.
It cost $200, but that's not
crazy.
And we did a scavenger hunt for kids in our store where we made like a little scavenger hunt, like find the store that has the poem about chocolate or, whatever. And then they brought it back to us and then we did a draw for a store gift card and like they went crazy for that.
That is such a good idea.
It was really fun. The kids just went crazy for it. And they were all looking for like, the poem about chocolate or the poem about something kid friendly, the cat or whatever it is.
Super cute.
I didn't notice any at my window.
I'm not sure I included wine.
I did a yoga poetry night class.
That's right.
It worked really well.
It was super cute. It was very well done.
Sorry, what are the dates?
So it's just National Poetry Month, so it'd be the month of April.
But the submissions.
The submission is the first week of March.
Published.
So she wants to print them.
Yeah.
This is it. And the library printed them last year.
I believe so.
Yeah.
He doesn't say what the
there.
format is, but I would assume,
And then the booklet that's going to be sold, is this will the funds go back to the poetry circle to give them some money for?
That's an excellent question. Yeah, I can follow up with her on that because she didn't confirm that.
Not that
she reached out to me.
If I think we should help them or not, I'm just curious.
Well, if there is significant profit, then
no, but I think it's also good that the poetry circle has.
I think the money is for printing the books or making more books.
Yes. But if they sell them and they make some money, then they actually have some revenue.
And it's only going to be, what I understand from Allison, it's only going to be the personal poetry. It's not going to be poems that are from somebody else.
Right.
So it would be downtown St. Mary's poets in the book, which is really cool. I think it's a great idea.
Did you do it all month or just for a weekend?
All month. It was all month, right? The poems were in our windows.
I did the scavenger hunt.
Oh no, we just did it on a day. I don't know. It might have been the last Saturday of April or something.
Fun.
Yeah, last year was Joy. Wasn't it Joy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was Joy. It was lovely.
So at this time, I think we would extend the recommendation previously written in the minutes to include that the BIA board will sponsor the event in the amount of the requested $200. Is that okay, Jenna?
Sure is.
Beautiful. So it is a recommendation that the correspondence from Allison Sharon regarding National Poetry Month be received and that the BIA board commit to the requested sponsorship of $200. May I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved.
I literally just looked at my eyes and talk again. Cool. All right, so we'll start with this. Can I actually get the pictures up there, Kelly, by any chance from the agenda? Just towards the end of the agenda. Not to freak you out.
Sorry, no, I'll just pull it back up again. I just closed it all, so that's okay.
That's tragic. It just gives me something to talk over.
Yeah.
So Councillor Dave Lucas asked me at a meeting a few weeks ago just to check out the Heritage and Cultural Advisory meeting that recently occurred. And at this meeting, they discussed historical plaques on various businesses. I forget the exact municipality that it was located in, but she would essentially, Amy Coverly was right on Google Maps and the images will be up there eventually.
I was just, sorry, they were upside down, so I was just trying to figure out how to flip them.
Yeah, some of them were a little flipped around.
Just let me share my screen here. So,
Cool. And so you can see it real small there, and then the other one has a close up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gently scroll downward. Oh yeah, it's in Creedmoor, so yeah.
So is that the?
That
plaque?
little plaque thing there, yeah. And then if you scroll down,
Oh, yeah.
slightly larger but sideways. So essentially, they're small historical plaques that go on some of their businesses in town and old various buildings, and they give descriptions of. This one's just a local figure. I believe it says the man who put the village on the map, and then a little description and some artwork as well. Essentially, I just wanted to gauge interest on this idea because, well, to be quite honest, they know that we have a bit of a budget, and so if we would be willing to put money towards that kind of thing, or if that's the kind of thing the BIA would be interested in putting money towards. When I discussed with Amy today, she said that the bronze plaques that are in town hover around $900, but her thought was that that would not be the approach for this kind of thing. Her idea was like a couple $100, but again, she doesn't know the exact value. So I was just supposed to come here and see what you guys thought of such a thing.
It's definitely interesting, for sure. Like, it's like what people like history and walking around town and like making it a thing, like to walk around businesses and find out what they are. I think it's really, I guess more information about how much they actually cost, what buildings we're dealing with.
Yeah.
What they will look like.
Yeah, what stories we're telling.
Yeah, what
Exactly.
stories we're telling, what stories we want to tell,
Yep.
that sort of thing. I think that would be important.
Yeah, so and she is planning to bring it here later on anyway. I figured I would just touch base with you guys and I can get back to her and we can at least discuss it a little bit further. So if that's
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
interesting.
We have a very rich history with Eaton's, you know. So it is cool. We have cool stories to tell.
Well, I think they're going ahead with a lot of the green signs. Is that correct, Al? I think they're moving ahead with that. The sort of green heritage signs they're looking at doing. I don't know. Either way, Amy was telling me about it today. To be more environmentally concerned areas of town, just like little sort of plaque that describe the area. I believe at Green Committee we talked about one for the endangered bird population that exists in one part of town, the bobolink. Gosh, that bird never leaves my head now. So yeah, no, I think it'd be an excellent thing. You can mix environment with history and be a really neat little trail through town.
Yeah.
So secondarily, further to, well, I guess I have to cover this first. It's not necessarily listed in the minutes, but there was a request from clerks, and it's actually for you, Sarah. So the discussion was just that if it might improve just the efficiency and formality of if we had actual just staff reports, like if you use the staff report format for when you bring information to the board. So like anything that you would want to bring forward to any given meeting you could just gently slide into sort of the basic staff report format of any other meeting that we have. I don't think we have any on this one. But yeah, it was a recommendation for clerks, just for the sake of organization and keeping things on track. So if that's something that you'd be willing to do, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably relatively easy, but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, yeah, exactly.
No, that works for me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm certain. Is there, I guess Jenna might know. Jenna, is there anybody that might be willing to like assist with that at all? On it? Okay. Thanks, staff.
Yeah.
And the final point that I have to speak to, and then you can listen to somebody else speak for a while, is the council decision about the board vacancy. So I will first say a hearty on behalf of the town of St. Mary's, thank you to Claire for your participation on the BIA. It's been a pleasure to have you. So great getting to know you, and it's been wonderful. And I wish you nothing but the best, and we wish you nothing but the best in your future.
Thank you.
And we will be here to welcome you back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's been really fun. Thank you so much for having me on this. It was great.
And with regards to the vacancy, council is elected to allow the BIA to continue to operate at 7 members, which is its current capacity. So therefore, we will not be seeking an election at this time. I will say that we are not locked into that choice. So if by the end of the year, we're looking for more hands and we need more individuals, hopefully we can take this year to put ourselves out there some more, demonstrate how, I can't swear on air, how amazing we are at everything that we do and all the awesome ideas we have. And then we'll have a big pool of folks probably itching to join the BIA by the end of the year.
Yeah, some good engagement.
Exactly. So you're never stuck. but that is currently the state of things. And that concludes my council report.
Thank you. Thanks, Robin.
At this time, it would just be the recommendation that the verbal council report be received. May I have a mover? Thank you, Claire, and a seconder. Thank you, Sue. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Item number 8, the treasurer's report.
Okay. So I have, it's a little trickier to do the treasurer's report when we don't have a budget to put it against. So I've just basically done a snapshot of the bank account, and pretty much everything that has cleared is still legacy stuff from 2023. With the exception of our OBIA membership, which is needing to be sent in, and our internet fee. So our bank balance at the end of January was 80,690 and 90 cents. Full report.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Okay,
I'm going to structure it a little bit different this year too. Each month I'm going to show the checks that were issued and what budget they're coming out of, other than that crazy spreadsheet. Okay.
This time it would be the recommendation that the January 2024 treasurer's report be accepted as presented. May I have a mover? Thank you, Claire. Seconder. Thank you, Jen. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Item 8.1 is the preliminary working group budget presentation.
Okay. Jen, do you want me to take the lead on this one?
Absolutely.
Yes. So Jan and Lisa and I sat down to do a working group, and we kind of graphed out, post-it noted and moved things around from last year. And basically how it shook out, if you're looking at page 22 of the agenda there, it works out to 4 quadrants. So we're really, and it kind of goes with our mandate too. So we've got beautification, we've got marketing and communication, we've got sponsorships and partnerships, and then the cost of running the BIA. And the first year go at this, we were just moving Peter Paul. So what we did was we broke this down kind of based on last year, but left it in those 4 quadrants. Our levy last year was 45,000. We are proposing that our levy this year stay at 45,000, which is kind of crazy considering we haven't asked for more of a levy now for 10 plus years. But we don't feel like the businesses are in place for that. And there should be about $9,000 in HST arriving this year. That's kind of accumulating from the past few years. So to the best of our knowledge, we're probably working with about $54,000 cash flow this year. So this is how we broke it up. Inside of beautification, we would consider things like the hanging baskets, the any sort of flags or anything on the poles. Streetscape, that might be the bales of hay, the corn stalks, the summer flower program, something like that, and other beautification ideas. And within that grouping, the overall budget would be $17,500 for beautification. And that we're using that, the actual numbers from last year and past years, and just kind of went with status quo as far as the percentage of the $54,000. As far as the marketing and communication, part of that is actually the branding. Some of it is the Facebook page. sending out the email, the newsletter, doing some liaison with other board members. Some of that's hard costs, some of that is support staff. So what that whole mix is about $20,000 to actually build the camaraderie between the BIA members and build out our socials and market our events and those pieces. Sponsorships and partnerships are everything that we do with other existing events where we're just sort of bolstering other things and collaborating to make those things bigger. So Heritage Festival, Christmas Parade, this poetry circle, the Pride Day, and then calendar events like Spring Halloween, the Christmas event. That all totaling $8,500 for sponsorships and events. And then the BIA operations, that is like our hard costs. So our OBIA membership, the annual general meeting, which we have to have, the audit, which we have to have, internet, and very little else. So the admin is very thin. That, as we have it roughed out there right now, would give us about $50,700 in costs. So
was it the recommendation of the working group that we decrease the heritage contribution and the Christmas parade contribution? Is that where those numbers came from?
Well, we were just kind of looking at like we still have $3,300 that isn't allocated. That's kind of a buffer.
And the 2,500 to Heritage, that was a COVID era 2,500. Previous to that, it was like 1,600, was it not? For the previous 2 years?
The 2 years were 16, yeah.
And it freed up some more money because we want to have more events, but we need to have money to put towards them.
For sure. Yeah. No, it sounds good. I'm just saying, so that's your recommendation, so that we wouldn't sponsor the transportation and that we would just donate.
I think we can still get, with the transportation estimate for last year was like 900 or something for the shuttle.
Oh.
So with our 1,500, we're still in there with that and the save the date cards.
Okay. And
we've already purchased the
and
tents.
then the parade we received. I'm just asking, because I just know historically the parade we gave 1,000 to, so we cut that in half as well. Sounds good. I don't want
the template for right now. We still have to have the AGM, so people get to weigh in. So this is just the template for now.
But and we were discussing things like, okay, we sponsor, if we're looking on return on investment, and we are sponsoring the Christmas parade, and it's going through when the stores are closed, and there's like, what is the, other than being the BIA being a supportive citizen to the kinsmen, maybe we also have the Rotary and we also have the Lions. Like if we're supporting events, do those events, then we need to have some sort of a return on investment to the businesses.
And who's to say, because it's at the end of the year, it's one of the last events we have. If there's a flush kitty sitting there, then we can increase our donation as opposed to cutting it. But if we have a bunch of new events this summer that we can pick up to support, to try to get new people in, maybe put the money there first, and then if we have it left over, then we have it.
So I guess the only reason I was bringing that, so we're trying to avoid having to do like these new recommendations and like moving budget lines and Peter Paul, as you described it, right? So I just want to make sure that maybe like we don't put figures in at all. You know what I mean?
Being in quadrants like this, doesn't that solve that? Like if it's coming out of beautification is just a lump. Sponsorship is a lump. Do we still have?
Yeah, I would just recommend not having like heritage $1,500. Just putting heritage. Then we can just decide whatever we want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because as soon as you put that number on there and we approve it, then the membership is going to expect, well, why did you give them 2,500 when you said you were gonna give them 50, you don't want anything. You don't have to give them, you don't have to.
Part of the reason that we did that was we were trying to figure out what, like historically, what we've done. And if we're only gonna put 8,500 in sponsorships, and we looked at last year, we did Pride, we did the poetry, and the Christmas event, we were like, okay, we aren't gonna be able to do all of that for 8,500. So then how do we shift it? And so it's like, and we thought if Christmas, that's good return on investment, that Christmas one. So even we're going from like 14,000 down to 5,000 for that Christmas event. So that's more or less like the big ticket things. So if you say 5 and then 15 and 5, you're already at 7. And then we leave 1,500 for the other stuff. That doesn't mean the Christmas parade can't go up to 1,000, but then we got that much less than for the other things.
Yeah.
So
and I just love the quadrant. Like I said, I would just remove the like numbers behind them, because if I'm saying something,
then others are going to. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the box. Like I love all of it. Like it's great. It's just the amount. Like,
We were trying to rough out so that you could see how we came up with that 500.
Yeah.
Don't need to be.
No, that's perfect.
They do not need to be cut in stone. And again, we looked at the beautification. We put hanging baskets 5,000 because historically that's what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
And the baskets are already ordered. So for this year, that's probably going to have to happen again. But if the baskets are being separated next year between the watering and the baskets, then that, we're like, okay, well, next year that quadrant's going to change. So this is how this,
I think this is perfect.
okay.
You could also just put a date beside the amount, like last year, 2023, we paid this. And then it gives us a good recommendation as to like, oh, okay, so we're not saying that's what we're going to do for 2024, but this is what we did for 2023. And that also helps anybody to know, like, what did we pay? Well, now we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We did it in 2023, $1,000 or $500 or whatever.
Yeah, perfect. I think that we clean that up.
Okay.
Looks great though, guys.
And then with the money that we have in reserve, we just kind of pegged things at the bottom that we don't have any money inside of our 54,000 here. And that would be our branding, possibly doing self-watering plants is one of the ideas. That doesn't mean we're going to do it. It just means that's where we slated those things because they're not coming out of our operation budget.
Nor should they, I think so, long term.
That's right, they're capital.
Yeah.
Branding maybe, but we don't have enough budget for that, so, and that's long range too. Unless it's under $3,000.
Oh, no, I meant in that.
Oh, yeah, in reserve, yeah, and the branding is something that's gonna be long term anyways, so that's what we wanted to present. And other than Claire's suggestion, which I can do that, I can put in 2023 actuals rather than tentative 2024s. And then I don't know what next steps there would be then for tightening this up before we go to AGM.
I don't think that anything required.
No, I think it's really clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's far more accessible.
Yes, you're not like a budget person.
And that's
This is just really easy.
It's a little jumbled. This is
The
great.
information you need, not all of it.
Yeah, that's great.
That was a great afternoon. We had 3 hours.
It was so good.
The brains
To solve the world's problems.
Thank you for doing that.
It's a burden some days.
Okay, we're good, then we can move on to the AGM discussion.
Sure. I have a couple of things. I don't know where they fit in. People with deadlines for advertising. So.
No. Yeah, we can add it on to other business, or it can be included in, the 2024 marketing plan that Sarah, you can piggyback onto that.
Sure. All right, we'll do that. Yep.
Some thoughts for the AGM?
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
We have that, I think, well,
No, but didn't we talk about it?
maybe not.
Didn't the three of us talk about it?
We talked
Is it
about a lot of
March
stuff.
or April?
Did we talk about Broken Rail?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yes, we did.
We talked about having it at Broken Rail with a food truck.
Mhm.
That sounds cool.
Did we talk about when we're gonna do it at Broken Real? The date come up?
We talked about trying to make it more fun so people would come.
Did we have it at Broken Round when they're not downtown?
That's
So that was a question that was one of the questions that did come up.
But if you get your food truck from downtown, does that help?
Yeah, we did bring that up. Can we do it there if it's not downtown?
Isn't it better that you do it without?
Do whatever you want.
That's what I thought.
And isn't
So
it better?
we thought it would be
Maybe it's
better,
better,
like, it would be, if it was more fun,
Absolutely.
then people would come out. So we thought, what if we do it at Broken Rail? We get a food truck, people can have a drink, snack, sit at the table, we'll give them a sheet of paper.
Perfect.
When is the AGM booked?
It's not.
Oh, yeah, that was my question.
No, but we had it on the last agenda. I thought we decided on the last agenda.
Did we say like March?
Yeah,
I think we decided.
I don't think we decided on
I don't think we did. No.
Now, do you guys do it in place of the board meeting of that month?
No,
No, and
You don't?
addition.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
Wasn't just the goal to try to do it earlier than
Yeah, that
last
was
year?
the goal.
when was the month last year?
April.
April 24th or 29th or something.
I
So
think,
do you want me to take it away and I'll speak with Erin and see about dates that they have available and then kind of bring that back to you rather than us going,
We'd love to do it here, and then you find out you can't, yeah.
okay, so I can take that away for next time or for future information.
okay.
And Megan, just to share with you, your process outlined in the Constitution, because I was nervous this question may come up. If you haven't set your date, you do need to give 3 weeks notice to the process. So when you're starting to coordinate that time, if you can just make sure you have your 3 week buffer, and then there's a number of things that need to follow right away with further notification.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we were kind of had originally talked about end of March anyway,
think we
so I'll
did.
just, I'll get on it this week and then.
Excellent.
Because we wanted it to be earlier than last year, like a month ahead of last year. Because we
you-
thought that was too late. Right?
Can you not make it at the 26th of March? Will that be
That's like
another
right before-
AGM?
That's right before Easter weekend too. Like let's Easter's that week too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short week,
No 20.
not 26.
Yeah.
Because then I don't know what I'd do.
Solve and control.
Or skip both of them.
Ditch them for the one that had beer. My recommendation.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Other business, the OBIA conference.
So one of the things we discussed in our working group with the budget was how expensive it would be to send anybody to the OBIA conference. And there really isn't any money in one of those projects for the OBIA conference. So I don't know if that solves the problem.
I was going to send off the agenda to the entire board because I don't know if anyone's seen it. The agenda for the conference. If that would help convince or not convince anybody. But
You are attending.
I'm attending one day. I was gonna go for more, but we didn't get approved for it. So I'm going probably the Tuesday, where all the marketing stuff is talked about.
Great, we already have someone going.
And I would also like to point out that we did pay for the OBIA membership to the amount of $281. And there is a website with lots of resources on it, that just needs a username and password.
Which I requested.
Yeah, which I don't know what it is.
I don't think-
Sarah requested it for me. I don't know what it is. But I think before we go off to the conference,
We should
we could probably use the resources that we're already paying for.
So do I have to contact Erin then and find out what our username and password is? Erin does all the info, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then as a board, we should have access to that.
Yeah.
We want to see it there.
So I'll try to get that sorted, because it must exist, or it's never existed, or it's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Membership survey.
I know it says me and Sarah, but it's actually
Yeah, it
Angela.
used to be Angela and Lisa, not me.
Well, I would like nothing more than to hear from Angela.
Everybody wants to hear from Angela.
Always.
Angela. Reviewing all of the,
Do you want to stand up there?
No, you want the podium?
Why don't you grab the chair right there? Is that easier? Ooh.
I'll just leave you out all.
oh, she looks good in that chair.
No.
There's a vacancy. So we had a really great response. I thought we had 42 responses from, I don't know what the total number from the BIA membership is, like how many members are in. But I thought 42 was a great response, and looking at who responded, it was a really great representation of downtown retail businesses and also restaurants. So I thought that was really positive. So we do have a, I guess, system generated report that's all really pretty with colored pie graphs and that kind of stuff that we can forward to anyone who wants to see. And I've also done a summary, and I'm just going to speak to the merchant open house piece of it. But I do have a printed summary if anybody wants to have a look. It's got great percentages of what people kind of like our answers to the questions, you know. A few of the things that were kind of top of my mind to be interesting were the one question was, did you offer pay the tax promotion? Because that was a very big conversation last year. And 50% did. I thought maybe the number might be higher than that. But yeah, 50% did, and the other 50%, well, 26% offered nothing, and 23% offered some other promotion. And then when we think of the people who offered nothing, keeping in mind that some of these businesses who responded were service-based businesses and wouldn't have anything to offer, or didn't, you know, wouldn't be open during that, you know, during that time period. One of the questions, did we like the open house as a 3-day event? Would you prefer it to be changed? It was really all over the place. So it'll be a conversation I think that the working group needs to have, and what we do going forward, whether we keep it 3-day or move it to 2 days. 13% said move it back to 1 day, which was pre-COVID. 25% said 2 days, 38% said 3 days, and 25% said any option was fine. So we'll have that discussion. And then looking at the dates, I'm not sure if that can be decided, or maybe it's already been discussed and decided. I'm not sure with the BIA. 50% said to kind of keep it in the same weekend that we have had it in, maybe last year, maybe the last 2 years. And then 30% wanted to have it on the same weekend as the parade and the craft show and the hockey tournament. And then 18% said they wanted to push it further and first week of December.
Further back.
Yeah, 18%. Wow. But I did notice, kind of looking at who answered within that 18%, again, were service-based businesses and, you know, not necessarily retail focused. So when you guys are discussing and deciding a date, and we'll discuss it as a working group as well, but I'm thinking the weekend after, like that November 22nd to the 24th, the weekend after the parade. It's kind of what everyone was thinking. Anyways, I don't want to go through everything. There was a lot of great comments, feedback towards the whole weekend. So again, as a working group, we'll take that back and go over everything. And
Also, some great ideas for the tagline, which again was a big conversation last year about what is our promotion piece, like what wording are we going to use so that it encompasses and includes everybody, everybody's opinion. So we've got some great ideas for that we can kind of take back and rework and then come forward. Volunteers was a question on the survey. So I have reached out to everybody who said yes, they would like to volunteer on the Christmas committee, and they have all confirmed. So as sitting right now, the working group consists of myself, Erin from Paint Palette, Tracy from the Flour Mill, Chantel from Highlit, Sandy from Carpe Venom. Thank you. And Jennifer from O'Grady's.
Awesome.
So really great. Love to see new faces. The one thing I wanted to ask was, I do believe under some rule that we have to have a BIA board member present on the committee. So I'm not sure, you want to be that, Lisa?
I meant to send you the email.
Perfect.
And I think the last board meeting, but it might have been after the meeting was officially over, it was requested that I attend all the meetings.
Sure, absolutely.
Not as a planner, but just to be in here.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, so yeah, it's good. It's good.
But I think the survey did what it was supposed to do. It streamlined a lot of the questions.
Yeah.
So the working group going forward now, we presumably know the weekend we're doing it. We know the wording on the card. We know what everybody felt about everything, and we've got a majority sort of rule on how you move forward, which was the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we tickle up faster through everything, get everything done sooner, and people have less work to do.
Well, and I think we have the opinions, and we're always kind of in question, right? It was like just little bits of information everywhere. So now, like you say, we have everything consolidated, so it's going to be good.
Did people like the wreaths?
Did people like the wreaths? It was a bit of a mix.
That's under beautification.
Yeah, so that was the thing. So part of, I was going to talk about the budget. Obviously our Christmas committee budget is going to decrease because all of those decoration initiatives are going to fall under beautification for 2024. So
and the marketing, right?
And the marketing.
And some of the marketing will kind of be around. So yeah, no, and then so the BIA just wants to let us know as a working group, obviously bring that number back, like what kind of dollars we have to work with, and then we'll decide on anything that we want to add to make the weekend more successful. Yeah, so it's good. But to answer the wreath question, some people liked it. A lot of people felt it didn't pack the punch that the garlands did. Not saying we need to bring the garland back, but it just didn't pack that same kind of punch. So yeah. So
I had talked to a bunch of people on the phone trying to get them to fill out the survey, and there was a couple of people at the outset that said, "Oh, we really love the garlands." And then you say, "Yes, but the BIA paid for that because there was a lot of money in the kitty because of COVID, and it was 14,000. That's not a sustainable number." And as soon as you told them that, went, "Oh, okay, no, wreaths are good." And then you got comments from people, "I like the wreath, and next year I'll make sure to order my own garland." So I think they understand that there's only so much money to go around, and it was done for a couple of years because we did a lot of things differently during COVID to try and support everybody.
Prior to COVID, did we decorate the town?
You purchased it on your own.
Yeah. But it was like everyone purchased the same garland. You got it down on the deal and they ordered it and
no, I don't
know.
No.
You just go to the florist.
Everybody just kind of did their own thing.
That's something to consider for next year.
But a lot of them did the garland.
In Stratford, we find the best deal, and then everybody knows that they can order it at this time, and it comes all at the same time, and everyone decorates at the same time, and it's consistent. It works really well.
But all the stores pay for
not everybody, but they have access. They can have access. Yeah,
but each store pays for their own decoration.
Yeah. We just find them the best deal. And someone will take.
I think it's been split between the two floors, trying to keep everything equitable that way. So to that, one of the questions was, in recent years, the BIA paid for holiday decor. Would you like to see that continue? Well, 43% of them said, well, sure. But you go further down the line, it's like, oh, well, no, we can't do that. So I think it's sort of a combination. a bit of BIA money and a bit of bonus on the store ownership. Because you can't keep, there's no money in the budget to keep doing that. I don't think it was ever expected to continue past a certain point. The next question, Sue will be super happy. The 25% rebate that we offered for people last summer to tart up the outside of their stores, but the idea encouraged them, the people that didn't do anything to do something, and the people that did something to maybe do more. The vote came back, they would rather that the BIA continue to just do street decor and no rebate incentive.
That is good news for you.
We had a lot of offers of help because part of the problem with the fall was we needed people to water all the mums and everything, and there was some were dying, and then there was people that were running around trying to do the entire street on their own, and so we had a lot of impact participation. So that should be okay this year if we continue doing, which I think worked well last fall for beautification, and it rolled into the winter pots, and then it just was your priorities. 25% thought beautification, 25% tourism, and 25% local engagement, and 16% for events. So a pretty healthy split, not a surprise.
And I think that event number supports the conversation we just had about.
And it's reflected in the budget too, that sort of a breakdown. So it worked out great. And that's that.
Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody have a question? We nailed it, Angela. Thank you very much.
Lisa. Now, the beautification working group, any news on the beautification?
We decorated up the selfie station this past week for Valentine's Day, so I encourage everybody to go. You drive right by it.
No, I don't.
There's hearts everywhere. You go and kiss people there, and there's a sign that encourages you to kiss people safely.
I just posted a real people kissing.
Yeah, safely kissing people. I don't know, COVID's going around again, so you need to say kissing people. You live in partners only because you're in your own bubble. Like, don't go kissing windows. So, and then Sarah posted a reel today. For that, we're going to take that down and put up Easter. The question I have is, do we want to do St. Patrick's Day little thing for the selfie station in between Valentine's Day and Easter, just to keep it interesting and changing?
I'm always going to say yes to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
sweet.
Just a little something in the middle, and then we'll.
And then Easter's right after.
Yeah.
Easter's really early this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that to go?
Right.
Okay, fine. That's it so far for beautification. We're still plugging away on the quoting on the self-watering pots and everything. Andre's going to help us with finding if we can get a grant and the criteria with the information they need from us for the grant. And I think that's it for this month, and possibly more for next month.
Excellent. Sarah, you're up.
Okay. But going forward, it'll be marketing report, right?
There you go.
There you go, excellent.
Anyway, I put future event brainstorm there, hoping that you guys noticed that in the agenda and came with some ideas. And we kind of always brainstorm about events and things, but right now I'm trying to create a marketing plan for 2024, and it would make it, I guess I'm just wondering what you would like, if there are some ideas that you have. And I wasn't something that I was going to necessarily put under marketing and communicate. I just wanted it on the agenda. Wasn't going to be my thing. I wasn't going to lead it. Basically, I should have asked Lisa to put it on.
Well, I think we've already identified them in the meeting. The good news is, like, you talked about the poetry month, where you do your scavenger hunt and the family activities somewhere down here along the line. So
I was just chatting with Jan, I think before the last board meeting, and we were just talking about kind of what sort of events that we can.
I think.
And not events, like not events. I just mean
events.
little, that's what I mean, like simple little.
I don't know what they are though, like I can only speak to like things that I do that work for me, but I always feel like the simple ones are really impactful. Last Wednesday night, we had a soup night in the store. So
cute.
all three people who work in the store made a soup from the same cookbook. And no one knew who made which soup, and we just invited people in to taste soup. We had like 32 to 35 people show up and eat soup and judge. Like
varieties of oranges, if I recall.
Yeah, and orange soup. And it also ended up being like an amazing night of sales, which was not the intention. It just so happened like people I'd never laid eyes on before came into the store, ate soup, and did a bunch of shopping. How they found out, I have no idea. I don't know where they were from. They're not regular customers. And Claire and Joni brought down a yoga class. They came in the
spin class in the middle of the spin class.
They all
okay,
came
let's
down
go.
and had to do, regular customers came, kids came. But like from a business perspective, it didn't really cost anything. It was just something fun for someone to do.
So that's the
February
thing I'm thinking of, is if we can come up with something low to no cost, where I just market the heck out of it, and it's like just different ways of getting people downtown, especially during these slowish months. And I really think Jan should come up with all the ideas, because her ideas are
No,
great.
I mean, they just
come
were
up
for
with
me.
another working
They just
group
were-
to try and
No,
consolidate
no.
to put all the ideas. I'm not, no, but
But isn't that a
how do you
call to-
round up the
maybe it's a
people?
call to the membership,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like Jan is successful because Jan owns her.
Yes, I just
piece
do
of
things
the
that work
business.
for me.
So if you're looking for that,
Mhm.
maybe we need to reach out and just ask them, say, hey, we're here to support. What are you guys doing that we don't know?
Or
about
like
yet?
just,
And why don't we?
yeah, like, or they reach out to you and said, this is what I'm doing this week.
Well, this, I keep
you know,
I keep doing that, and no one.
Yeah.
So
But it would be great if we could do something kind of townwide.
Well, the poetry thing might bring a lot of people together, and they
I
could
know
like,
about the poetry
and they
thing.
could jump off that, or the pride thing, you could jump off that in different business
I
ideas.
don't know about the pride thing. Do
Don't
you
we
guys do
have,
a pride thing?
there's a pride week.
Yeah. Like you do events, I mean?
There's a pride day
Yeah,
at the Flats. There's a pride day at the Flats.
Okay.
That's it.
And then isn't there a week-long thing?
Flats.
Class last year for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's in May.
June.
We'll just shut up on it.
Well,
I was thinking of
It's
the
definitely a
flags.
day.
Canada Day flags are up, and then there's.
So I think the flags go for all of June.
All of June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
June.
In the rest of the comments, there was a few event
Yeah.
suggestions in there. So
Oh, great.
like spring playing and a winter carnival.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like even could we do some sort of like Easter egg hunt, like buy a bunch of plastic
Yeah.
Easter eggs, I don't know, Easter
So,
Mark.
I had
Canats
thought
do
about that.
Just so you know.
What's that?
The Canats do the annual Easter egg hunt in the flats every year.
But
And
this
it's
is,
already booked
but
for
it
this
can-
year, so it could be an extension into downtown.
well, I was just thinking it could be something that's specific to downtown and done differently, like maybe it's not Easter egg hunt that is the traditional time where the kids run wild for 13 seconds and all the eggs are shows. I mean, I don't know what the one here is run like, but it's usually the kids get all the eggs. Anyway, maybe it's more of a scavenger hunt type thing, or maybe it's more of like you look for the eggs and there's little prizes that, or little reasons to take you into different stores, or.
Or
You know
they
what I
have
mean?
BIA
Like,
or like
adult
downtown
centric
dollars
too.
in it, like, you know how you're doing it for Valentine's Day, like, aren't you handing out Valentine's Day cards with the bears? It wasn't on the
What?
idea?
It's on the agenda coming up.
Oh, okay,
in the
okay.
next line.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize. Spoiler alert.
I haven't flushed any ideas out specific because I haven't been even here for a year, so I'm not even sure what there's some events you do, I didn't even know about the poetry
Yeah,
thing.
would be great.
The spring thing would be really cute.
It feels like there's a really big gap,
Yeah,
Yes.
like
And
up
that
to
was in the
heritage,
survey, like we-
like there's a big gap.
And even, it doesn't have to be one little thing a month, but yeah, if we did a townwide thing that was, you know, once every quarter. So a winter one, a spring one, a fall one, we do the Halloween thing in the fall, and then the merchants open house in December. So if we can come up with something in quarter one and quarter two that, you know. And what happens at the Pride Day? It's at, like, how's downtown involved?
Well, story time and then,
Okay.
yeah, vendor time,
We just
popcorn.
sponsor.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
We sponsor, but it does bring people like,
Yeah.
out onto the street. for
absolutely.
sure.
Okay.
yeah.
Like they do all the events at the flats and then they come out and get coffee, shop, go to stores.
It'd definitely be cool to have downtown more directly involved though,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
All right, well, I'm just gonna skip down past. The results of the Christmas committee, we've already did that, that wasn't under my thing. Future event coordinated discussion, again, it's under my thing because I requested it, but this was something that was asked of me to put on the agenda from a couple of board members, or not board members, BIA members. So I know you guys have rolled that around. I think it was Angela. She asked me to put it on the agenda, yeah. So, we can get back to that, but just skipping over to the 2024 marketing plan. I have shared that all with you, and I've made it so that any of you can edit it. And right now it just lists the events that are going on through the year, but there's gonna be stuff that's missing because I'm not familiar with everything that goes on. And what I was going to request potentially, I did say this in the email, was that we do start a little working group of sorts so that someone can maybe help tackle that with me that knows what's going on year round. And it's specific to marketing, but it could also be somewhere that events and things like that could be brainstormed.
Could they make a Google Doc that you could just like, as a BIA member group person, put in there?
That's what
That's
it is.
Yeah, but like everybody adds to it.
That's what it is.
Okay, so then can
I
that
can't-
just be a
I
working
can't
group?
access Google Docs, but
Oh,
You can't?
sorry, on my computer.
Yeah,
Nor
we're the same, yeah.
Oh.
But that's just me,
But
that's my own
okay.
limitation.
I was gonna,
I don't-
yeah. Well, I don't know.
And
what
I
the
can only
solution
view
is
it,
there.
so I requested edit access.
Oh.
But it's great, and we're
Yes.
excited, I'm excited to.
Only because I thought we should put Mother's Day, Father's Day in the spring section.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to change that so that you can all edit it, and I'm gonna see if there's any way I can do it that's not a Google Doc, but I'm not sure.
No, don't
That would be-
change that, I'll find like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sent it to you, but I'll send you all a new link, and I'll make it so that all of you can edit, any board member, and you can add things to it, but you can also, I don't know, include at the bottom, maybe some ideas for events and things. But the spring fling potential there, I don't know what a spring fling is. I don't know what happened at spring fling. What happened? at spring- What's that?
You almost wonder.
well, it could be, could get spring clean, you know, like you could be like, sale, like, or something that brings people downstairs, like we're flushing out the old, doing something like that, like we're, like go downtown and see, what the new things that are coming in for the summer is, or something like that, like a spring clean instead of spring clean.
Well, it is also Earth Month, and Earth Week is in April, and I'm sure that there's places in town that support or host like street cleans or garbage pickups, or does anything like that happen here?
Or just even their, like, what they're doing to support ESG, right?
Sorry?
Environmental social governance, like what each place does is like, how they feel they're committed to that, to share their story.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting idea. Yeah.
Yes, well, that's something that I would do anyway, like I actually have that on the list.
Definitely post like.
Well, great idea.
Yeah, but,
Why are you asking for message?
no, what I'm saying, like, could we do like a downtown clean sweep of some kind for Earth Week? And involve the board members, not board members, business members, sorry, I suddenly can't talk. And involve people that work downtown and maybe even make it into like a little contest or something, who collects the most garbage, I don't know. Something, and they can be teams or just their own business, or you can do it per block, or I don't know, like something that incorporates the Earth Week in some
Why
form.
don't everyone posts their initiative on the BIA of what they've done individually, if they want to, and then we can have a poll and they can vote. Winning business.
Or you want an event that brings people downtown.
Yeah, that's what I think. I
Okay.
don't think
Yeah.
cleaning would do.
No, I don't, I think, I was like, we need to make it fun, and if someone said to me clean, I'd be like, not in.
She has put her hand up for everything, but I noticed she was like right down at her side.
Or I don't even like to draw a lot of people to agree.
I'll make you a pot of soup,
but I'm not cleaning for you.
Yeah, I'm not cleaning the dishes after. Yeah.
Even just having something for Earth Day.
Yes, I think having an Earth
Um,
Day thing is
yeah.
great.
Like Earth Day is on a Monday this
Mhm.
year. That's kind of boring, but we
don't-
could do it on the weekend. Yeah, we could do it like the 20th to the 22nd leading up, and then, you know, maybe someone's doing flower crowns. I did, for Earth Week, for Earth Day one year, I took my daughter out of school and we went to the Green Hair Spa and we made flower crowns with your sister, and she was making one for you for your wedding. And that's when I first met her.
Great.
This is many years ago.
It is very many years ago.
But we do have, you know, we do have a lot of businesses that are potentially doing something cool anyways. We could do like a big weekend Earth Day event and involve in businesses somehow. Would you guys be into me helping that happen?
I would support whatever you do.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think an Earth Day event is great.
okay. Maybe not a.
Maybe not cleaning.
No cleaning.
I'm not sure how many people like work on
Alex, hey, you guys remember Alex? She had something to say.
Hi,
Let's hear what Alex
Alex.
say.
Oh, I don't have anything to say, just that I love the idea and I'm happy to work with you on that one.
Oh,
Not-
yay, okay.
We won't get people cleaning, but like I'm into the Earth Day, like tying in the spring fling, and making it environmentally responsible. And yeah, even, I don't know yet, but I'm thinking of ideas. And
So
if
you'll be
the
in my working
timing's right.
group?
Yes, I will. The timing's
Okay.
right. April is good. Like after Easter, the weather actually does start to feel a little better. People can want to be outside, and we could, it could be the launch of then the beautification committee starts on spring.
Yeah.
Decorating. I think April, like end of April works for something.
Can we put something?
Whatever that is.
Whether it's the member Facebook page or on the social media. Upcoming ideas, please submit for Earth Day event and see if somebody has a targeted fabulous idea for that.
Sure.
weekend.
Yeah, or even like asking different members if they want to be a part of the working group. They can be on a committee. If they can't be a board member, they can still be involved. So yeah, I could put that out there. See who wants to join Alex and I. And then as far as the document goes, yeah, if no one wants to officially, we don't have to officially meet or anything, but if you could all just have a look at it, let me send you a new link. Don't even worry about the one I've sent you, but I can just send Kelly and Megan a hard version, a editable version, not a Google Doc, something else.
Not an edible.
That's not edible. Or you can open Word documents, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming, so I'll just send you guys a Word document and do it that way. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you will all participate?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. I know I don't have much time left with Claire, but, and then the future event coordinator discussion, I was just asked to bring it up. So, I don't know, obviously, it might not be something that you're even considering having in the budget. So,
Oh, I see, as a position.
yeah, because you had, you know, there had been discussions about it in the past, or I don't know if it's just something that you consider hiring specifically for the Christmas group. I've just been hearing it brought up a few times, so.
I think we've talked about it because hosting a successful event requires a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And being the manager of the many moving parts is, it's a big job and can be a lot. So I think, yeah, in a dream world, it's someone specific, like someone is the coordinator and responsible. Whether that's going to happen this year, likely is unlikely, I think. But I think if we find ways, especially to not exhaust working groups, especially Merchants Open House and Christmas, that's the big one, of how to divide roles and responsibilities and invite more people and be really specific about those jobs. Maybe it will lessen the burden on the few that have been carrying it for so many years. It's an option for this year.
Okay, that answers your question, Angela. And I can't remember who else asked me, but the last thing, and I'm sorry, I've taken way more time than I expected to. Smart Mug, it's not Smart Mug, it's called Smug Mug. And what Smug Mug is, it's essentially a place to hold media, images, video. It's similar to Dropbox or like Google Drive or whatever, but it's very inexpensive. It's about $120 a year. And it's imminent, like you can, or it's infinite is what I meant. You can store as much as you want. You can put massive files and all it is one login. So any one of you could log into this particular hub and access photos that you might need. I mean, none of you probably will,
and that
but
solves the technology.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Is it documents also, or just imagery and video?
I don't know if it's documents too. I have actually, I think so. But
Just curious.
You're right. That's the difference between something like Dropbox, I suppose. But yeah, say it does. I just wanted to know your thoughts on it, whether it's something you wanted me to go forward with, because I'm trying to build a database of media files for you, images, videos, all of those things. And if something happens to me, or if I stop doing this role, you just want to all be able to access this. And it's something that can pass on to someone else. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way. I went to Super Bowl yesterday, so I'm feeling a bit slow. Anyways, yeah, I guess I just need to know whether to move forward with it. They do have a trial period. I could sign up for the trial for a month and play around and see how it is before.
Yes, do that.
Yes.
Okay, and then maybe report back at the next board meeting.
Wait, what are the differences?
Because you need to approve it.
From an idiot that does not know things, what's the difference?
It's just more robust. You can tag everything and categorize everything. You can tag every image. So instead of having it in folders, you can have one image that would be good for 6 different things out of the 20 different tags, right? Okay. And so this way you can search by the tag as opposed to having to kind of re-upload them into each folder.
Okay.
That's one example, but I haven't played around in there really. Like I know, we've done the trial period in Stratford and that's what we're going to be using going forward, but I haven't personally played around in it. So if you want me to go ahead and do the trial, then.
Yeah, do the trial. We meet again March 5th, so that's perfect. It gives us 3 weeks and we'll make next week's agenda the next month's agenda to review and make a decision regarding moving forward.
Yeah.
The motion, whether we will continue the subscription or we will decline it.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. Thank you.
Not that anything's going to happen to me. Don't worry.
All right.
All right.
9.5, town parking and traffic bylaw amendment proposal. Jenna.
Thank you. I wanted to mention that this is not a conversation related to conversation that has been going on through social media recently, related to downtown or patio parking. The reason it's not related to that, there will be a future report back of information that's coming from town staff. We do have an opportunity that town staff will be reviewing the policy and will be recommending changes. They will be looking for consultation with the BIA as well. So it is not that conversation. The conversation that I did want to share with you, within your agenda, there was a link to the council package for tomorrow night. There is a amendment to the parking bylaw that is going before council for consideration because we're implementing more of the EV parking stalls within downtown. They've already been installed. They are operational, is my understanding. But what we want to make sure is that we have a conversation within the parking bylaw so that any person who is found to be parking in a parking stall for longer than the charging period, we actually have something that we can use within our bylaw enforcement to lay any sort of charges. We want these stalls to be available at all times, 24 hours a day, whereas within our current parking bylaw, it would be prohibited within the downtown between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. And that's just not ideal for people who may be traveling and may need to be charging during those hours. So the amendments were proposed within the staff report. That is the link within the agenda. If council does so choose to support those recommendations, the bylaw would be passed tomorrow evening. And then the signage will go up within the next week or two when signage arrives. It'll promote where those locations are. And then again, we'll be able to have the bylaw component to be able to have reactive and proactive enforcement, just ensuring that the right vehicles are parked at the right locations and are making full utilization of those charging stalls. So I just wanted to share that with you. There will be a marketing campaign that starts within the next week or so, just again to promote what is available and what the expectations of those stalls are. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are, Chair. Otherwise, I just leave that information with you for this evening. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions? I have a nice
Where are they?
birthday.
Where are they?
Say,
One
like,
at the
tag
gas
on
station,
Thursday.
and where's the other one? Was there more than one?
Jenna, the question was, where exactly are they? So the one at the train station's been there for about 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these ones downtown are, Jenny, do you want to give the specifics?
Yep, we have charging stations that are within the Jones Street East parking lot. We are putting a stall within the Pyramid Recreation Center municipal parking lot. And then we are going to see how those come along. There will be further charging stations that may come about either on street parking or within further municipal parking lots in the future.
Jenna, sorry.
No, great, thank you.
I have a question too. Are those charging spots going to be in addition to the ones that are already earmarked by the town in that Jones Street parking lot? Or are they occupying some of the ones that are earmarked by the town in that parking lot?
Megan, I'm sorry, I sort of missed part of your question. There are charging stalls that have been installed within the last couple of weeks. Is that what your question was?
Yeah, sorry, I was just wondering, just in my own mind, were they, because there was already ones that were set aside for the town in that parking lot. So do they occupy those parking spots, or were further parking spots removed?
If further spots were not removed for this, these are the stalls that have been placed in there within the last, I would say, month, maybe 2 months.
And prior to that, were they town parking spots?
What do you mean by town?
So there's signs.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Town parking spots?
Those are permit spots. So they're not, so the town parking for anyone who has a permit requires overnight parking.
Oh,
They get permits. So those are permit spots for, like, Claire lives, downtown and
okay, I didn't
overnight.
that.
So they're not like designated for town people. They're designated for people in the community who pay for an overnight permit downtown. So
Okay, from that 2 a.m. to 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so are those spots, that's
There, Jenny, you can speak to that maybe. So she's referring to the permitted spots.
Okay, so it is not taking the permitted spots. Those have already been assigned. These are in addition to those permitted spots. Related to permitted spots, the town does have a number of stalls either within the Water Street parking lot, which is behind the Opera House, Jones Street, and as well as Elgin Street. We have a certain number of stalls in the full parking lots that have been designated specifically for those individuals who are applying for parking spaces or stalls. We are nearing capacity. We do not have very many additional stalls available for that permitting system. There will be further information that's coming to council in the next couple of months with recommendations of how to move forward. And while that happens, we will be sharing information with the BIA too, as well, just to keep everybody posted. The survey that was done on site within the downtown during COVID back in 2021, we were monitoring how many vehicles were parked in how many stalls for a 2-week period. Recognizing that we've now come further away from COVID and a lot of normal activity has resumed, we're going back to see what that study shows now. If we are still in a position that it's just a matter of having to find the right area for people to park for more than 3 hours, or if in fact we are at full capacity of parking and now need to look at different options. So we'll have that information available through a council report in the next couple of months.
Yeah, no, that's not, I just, like I said, I have the questions. I know that it's a conversation that I've had. Most people don't know that those are permitted spots, like that's what the purpose is for those spots.
Fair enough. That's a good takeaway. We do have signage in front of the permitted spots that specifically state it's, vehicle permit number 1 is to be able to park here, but we'll look at that and we'll see if there's a way that we can increase the communication in those areas.
Yeah, okay, great, thank you. And thanks for the other information. That's great news. I hope it goes well tomorrow.
Thank you.
Family Day weekend initiatives.
Okay, so this came out of our brainstorming when we were working on the budget, that there was kind of a lapse of things to do between January 1 and Heritage. So this might have been a little bit energetic on our part, because it's great. There was that big hullabaloo about that big bear that was spotted downtown. And so I reached out to the bear and asked the bear if he was available, or she was available, this Saturday, thinking that maybe we could tie in Valentine's and Family Day and do something this Saturday. So the bear is just sitting in an igloo right now, waiting to hear from us if this is something we might want to do. But I think maybe in our haste to create something, Valentine's will already be over, and some people are bringing that forward. And I don't know if there's enough time to prepare or interest, and maybe it's better to be an Earth Day event or a Easter event or something.
Well, the bear would be perfect for Earth Day. Yeah, except it's Asian and the dying on for the polar bear.
Well, that's why Earth Day is great. It's a bit grim, but now also kind of fun.
So we have a bubble or whatever. You just say save me.
Save me. What are you doing for Earth Day?
So the feedback from the bear is that the bear would really like to participate in some sort of a BIA event. What I have also learned about the bear is that it does not have functioning hands. So
this is where the hiccup came, because we're hoping the bear could pass something out.
The bear cannot pass out because the bear does not have functioning.
Oh my God.
So it would take like a member. Yeah, a volunteer member to.
Can you hold a basket? You can put your hand in the basket.
So. Yes. Well, maybe. Yeah.
I think he sort of uses it for balance. So if you see him going, like I think. Yeah, it's balance. Like
so we thought that the bear could like hand out like cards that like spread joy and cheer, and then maybe if he would be like Willy Wonka and they'd have like a golden ticket inside, which could be St. Mary's money or something. But then the bear can't do that.
The bear can't
hand anything out because
you need someone with the bear.
So I would actually volunteer on Saturday to go sidekick with the bear and hand out Valentine's, but Valentine's will all over.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great role for the deputy bear.
For the deputy bear?
Deputy
Deputy dog.
Room and maybe sleep as you're going to just tidy things up a little bit. That'd be great. So.
Well, you know what, Sue, if you want to do it, that's great. I can do it as well. Either way. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to hold this over to Earth Day then? Because that really could be a cute tie-in. And then we have time to market it, plan it, flesh it out, as opposed to.
Coming to my mind is do less than obsessed. Like, let's not just put something in for the sake of putting it in.
Yeah.
Although I love the bear, but let's make the bear great. So if the bear keeps showing up, it ruins the.
I think it would be
It's not
great
very
to like
expensive.
have an Earth Day. You could also advertise for these like chargeable stations or the bike rack or whatever we're doing that's like environment. You can make it a big thing. You can make it over a
You
weekend.
can have the bear go and take
The water,
pictures
and you could also
everywhere.
say like, you know, how about if you do it at the same thing, like, would you want to, I don't know, GoFundMe paid for these water planters? That might be a really great idea.
Bear with us.
Bear with us.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think it's a cute idea
Yeah.
for Earth
Heck yeah.
weekend.
I think it makes more
From a
sense than this
budgeting
weekend, just jamming in a
perspective.
group.
The polar bear is $280.
That's great. That's cheap. That's free advertising.
And he's a member now, right? Isn't he?
If that's
He
3
is.
hours.
Yeah, they
3 hours with the bear,
member.
$280.
He
That's
moved into
really-
the.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's half of what they're normally charged.
I think it's like, I think it's a great
I don't know.
advertising for $280.
Well, it made for a lot of social media
Yeah.
when the bear went up and down the street, so that's kind
I
of.
think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we roll them, so I will send a message back to the bear.
Is he gonna be able to answer the phone?
Oh, it's not
that's
hand problems.
secretary, very secretary. So, and I'll just let them know that it will be sometime in April.
Now, polar bears in April.
But I think it's advertising for the idea of
Save the bear.
Save the bears.
Yeah,
Save the bears. That's right.
You know?
you know, if there was a walk around dolphin, it'd be, you know, it's healthy for the dolphin, but it's a bear we got, so it's a bear we'll use. Till somebody
I think
comes
it's
up with
a
something
it's a
else.
stark contrast. Yes, it's in April and it's for Earth Day, but it's a stark contrast with the bear. You're like, oh, yeah,
The bears,
shoot.
they're not doing so well.
Shaving out those bears.
You know?
Okay. Yay to the bear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Bears
it's
will
the
go.
bear.
in April.
Yeah, in April.
Okay. Branding review. Alex.
Oh, you're on mute, Alex. No. Sorry.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Minimal to show you today, but knowing, thank you for completing that survey. I know it seemed really, really vague, but it actually, Heidi Holdsworth, who's developing some mock-ups for BIA branding, thought it was really great to kind of set the tones of whether to see what direction we wanted to go in, whether it's like focusing in on heritage and stone, or whether it's about community or collaboration, or she's the designer, but she had some ideas and wanted to kind of understand what we were thinking of a BIA, of what we wanted. Starting from nothing can be really exciting, but it was also, she was like, what do you want? What do you want to see? And I didn't know. So we're going to have more questions for the BIA. There's going to be a few mock-ups, hopefully by the next meeting, because she knows we wanted a spring launch. So I'm hoping more soon. Right now it's Sarah, Jan, and myself. If anyone else wants to participate more in the meetings, you're welcome to join our working group. But yeah, by the next meetings, there'll be some mock-ups to show you. And if there comes sooner, I'll just email them to the board, so we have a good time to review. And so we have lots of comments and hopefully can narrow down a decision very quickly.
Great, thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Sarah and I were talking, sorry, one last thing, about when we were talking about the PRC wall and a few other initiatives. I'm really hoping, and I'm going to try to just get this wrap this done and moved along quickly so that we don't have to do things twice. so that by late spring, there's something at the PRC. By late spring for the St. Mary's Visitors Guide, the BIA has a new brand for, like, it would just be nice to have things for then. And that's the deadline that we're working at. Instead of getting things printed, going through developing creatives, like just to do it once. I don't know how anyone else feels about that, but
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not so bad. Okay.
great, more to come.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm just asking if there anything you want to, or no, do you wanna? Can we bring it up? Cause it might not be using time. We hold the space.
Ready? Next is the parade date and merchant open house. I'm gonna lead on my friend Kelly for this as well, because I think I recall what we talked about, but with Brian,
You need me to give the date?
I think we,
Yeah, I can give the
I
date.
think it was, I think I remember what it was. The parade was the 22nd, was it not?
No, I don't wanna give out the wrong date, so
Okay.
I'm going to look.
Okay.
Cause that could start things. So just let me,
The 15th.
yeah, we had a meeting with the Kinsman and confirmed the parade is the Friday, November 15th.
Oh, the 22nd.
Friday, November 15th.
Yeah.
So can we confirm that the merchants open house will be over that following, or we don't know the number of days yet, but that following weekend, if that's what was requested?
So yeah, the parade is the 15th and the 16th will be the craft show up at the Pyramid Center. Obviously, generally there is a tournament that weekend. It's the Stratford Aces tournament, but they never have confirmation of that until a little further into the summer, but that's generally when the weekend is, but there have been times where it hasn't fallen on that weekend, so there is generally a tournament of some sort.
So I think for that piece, we kind of just want to take that as information for the group who did this survey to kind of take that in and marinate it with whatever.
I think it means that the open house is gonna be the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th weekend. To be determined if it's 3 or 2 days, but.
Sorry, I thought they wanted it to be the same weekend as the craft
No,
show.
no, no,
They
no,
don't want it
no,
the same weekend.
no.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Those all working out great.
Perfect. Love it when a plan works out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't misspeak on that, did I?
Nope.
Okay.
Item 10, upcoming meeting, 2024 meeting schedule, March 5th, 2024, April 8th, 24, May 13th, 24, June 10th, 24, July 8th, 24, August 12th, 24, September 9th, 24, October 15th, 24, and November 11th, 24. Okay, perfect.
See you there.
This time, item 11 will be the adjournment. It's a recommendation that this meeting of the St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board adjourns at 7:47 p.m. Oh, may I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and a seconder. Thank you, Claire. You came. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved.